Ray and I gelled. There was no ifs, ands, or buts about it. I knew what he was thinking when he brought a guy over, and he knew what I was thinking. It was the freakiest thing that two people, he got it, and I got it. And I said to him, and he said to me one day, Ray said, a lot of guys don't like you. And I said, well, Ray, that's because they don't know me. And he goes, well, you used to let them get to know you. I said, you know what, Ray? If they ain't got the time to get to know me, I ain't got time for them. And he goes, oh, I hear you. So he goes, I get you, man. And I said, I know you do. That's why we are who we are. They can't stop us, Ray. Don't you understand? It's bigger than these guys. I mean, they try to beat us and beat us and beat us, but they can't. They just can't stop, So they broke us up in France. They split us up, and that's when I walked away. And they told Ray one story. They told him that, basically I was out for myself, and I hadn't spoken to Ray in a while. And then when I went down to Florida, him and I had lunch, and we spoke, and I knew something was wrong, and I asked him, and he told me the story, and I said, Ray, I'm your daughter's godfather. I said, you are my blood, dude. I said, I have nothing but love for you. I said, do you ever think I would ever turn on you? I said, I'm almost hurt that you'd even think something like that. I know they sucked you in, but, to the bullshit, but, I said that would never happen. And I told them what happened. Pat told me they were going to take care of me. They told me not to worry about him. He'll be okay. And I said, what do you mean he'll be okay? And I'm like, oh, no, he'll be all right. And I said, you know what, Pat? Fuck you. I said, I'm done. I don't need this bullshit anymore. I said, we're a great tag team, man. I'm walking. So, I was going home the next day. We're in France. And I went by the office. He told me to think about it. And I went by the office. I told Vince that I had quit. I had enough. And, him and I went at it. So it is what it is. I made amends as far as clearing up that bad story. They always try to pull that shit. Grown men acting like little children. I don't get it, but it is what it is. I keep it real, man. People don't like me. I don't give a shit. I tell the truth. You don't like to hear the truth? You can't live with it because you can't live with yourself? It's not my fault. It's your fault. You're the asshole, not me. People, you burn your bridges. Burn what bridges? What am I burning? At the end of the day, people say this, that, and the other thing, about me and Triple H, and you got this thing going on with. I got nothing going on with the kid. If I see the guy, I'm going to say hello to him, shake his damn hand. I'm not going to turn my back and put my nose up in the air. It's not like that. He did stupid things. Everybody does stupid things. He said things about me before I cut the Horseman video. I heard different things. Now, whether it was the truth or it was a lie, I don't know. But you know what? I said what I had to say. We could settle it any time he fucking wants. All you got to do is call me up. It's not hard to find me. You guys found me. Just call me up, man. I'll meet you anywhere. Same thing with Vince. Vince is a businessman. He's an asshole when you're on the back burner, and he's the greatest guy in the world when he's giving you the push. It's every businessman. But why? Because no one else says that about him? Why? Because they think they're going to get called back someday? Hey, Tony Atlas, Vince may call you, say nice things about him. Come on, man. Wake up and smell the damn coffee. You ain't going back. I'm 58 years old. I could still run up the roads backwards, but I ain't going back. That's the reality of it all. I'm not sitting by my phone waiting for Vince to call me or Triple H to call me. It's not going to happen. These guys are out of their, excuse my language, their fucking minds if they think that's going to happen. Your days are over. You know what? I rode my wave, okay? It came crashing to the shore. I got off my surfboard, and I walked it for another wave. Does that make sense?
Absolutely. I felt like that might have been a powerplex right there, that old awesome finisher from you and Herc. Made perfect sense.
There you go, man. I did the power and the glory, one shot.
Yeah.
Well, listen, Ray and I are going into the New England Hall of Fame. At least it's some recognition. You know, to see Vince pull us into that will never happen in my lifetime. Ray wrestled Hogan. He wrestled Billy Jack. He did main events in the Garden against Hogan and everybody else. He doesn't deserve to go there? Are you crazy? But you put in somebody like, who's that? Those fucking idiots. They come out and they sing one song and Vince puts them in the Hall of Fame. Really? Are you serious? What did they ever contribute to wrestling? They didn't give their blood, sweat, and tears to wrestling. You're going to disrespect somebody like Hercules, right? That's just bullshit.
Long overdue.
It's just bullshit,
yeah,
man. But you know what?
Yeah, he's long overdue in the Hall of Fame.
It's the power, dude. It's the power of the pencil. That's all it is. But he ain't going to stop us from going into Joe Bruin's New England Hall of Fame unless he tells Ray's wife, well, if he goes in there, I'm not going to put him in mine. Well, then put him in yours. That's all. Put him in yours. Either way, he should be going. He deserves the recognition.
Absolutely.
He's a great
yeah,
guy. He was a fantastic wrestler. He was a great draw. And on the downside, which nobody knows, he's a phenomenal dad.
Long overdue in the Hall of Fame. I mean, that's for sure. Did it bother you and did it bother him at WrestleMania 7 against LOD when that was like a quick match? Don't you feel like you guys deserved better, or was it something you just kind of put out of your mind?
No, I mean the fact of the matter was that we were both hurt, and when I just came from the hospital in LA and I told Vince, I said, hey, you know, I can't wrestle. He goes, what do you mean you can't wrestle? You know, if you look down the tape, my arm's all bandaged up, my elbow. I said, well, the doctor said if I hit my elbow, I can lose my arm. And he started with the, you know, Jesus Christ, Paul, please, I need you to wrestle. I need you to wrestle. I said, Vince, who's going to take care of my family? I lose my arm. You know I will, Paul. You know I will. I'll take care of them. I said, well, Ray retore his groin. He can't do anything. I said he could probably jog to the ring on it. He really can't walk. He could jog. I know that sounds kind of weird, but, you know, he goes, listen, he goes, I'll have all the matches run longer. Can you give me 1 minute? I just need 1 minute. I can't not have you guys go out there. And we were like, fine, we'll go out there. So I went and got my elbow all bandaged up, and we kind of quick started, you know, the quick jump. They got rid of Ray, hoisted me up on their shoulders, and that was the end of it. End of story. I don't, you know, I'm not pissed about it. It was business. LOD, great guys, especially Hawk, you know, phenomenal. So yeah, I don't hold anything against anybody for that. I mean, we were hurt. You can't go out there and tell the people you were hurt. I mean, we were hurt. I mean, we were hurt really bad. You know, to the point where we couldn't do much. So what are we supposed to do? We gave him the best minute we could.
Well, it's nothing like when you guys wrestled the Rockers and like tore down the house. You guys had so many good matches with them. It was, you know, polar opposite of those matches.
Oh my God, you know, they were an absolute pleasure to work with. They really were. I mean, there wasn't a match. Matter of fact, in Chicago, in the Rosemont Horizon, I don't know what they call it now, but in the Rosemont Horizon, they we were on before Hogan, and after our match, Hogan couldn't follow it, and the next night they put us on main event or last, however you want to call it, because Hogan didn't like, you know, being us stealing the limelight from him. But, I mean, we tore the place down. The Rockers were so smooth between the way they worked and between Ray and I, the way we worked. It was just, you know, I mean, like pouring water, man. It was smooth. There was nothing better than that. So, but again, you know, you're dealing with egos. You know, Hogan always had to be on top. He was supposed to be friends with Ray. My understanding, he was supposed to be friends with Ray. But, you know, he didn't do anything for Ray. Hogan was always about Hogan. all Hogan ever cared about was what's in it for him. So, but let's not go there.
Now, I got to tell you, and this is, I mean, you're the perfect guy to talk about it because there's not many people that can really give us this much detail. But I love all the talk about Hercules because I just feel like, not that he's getting lost to time, but I just feel like this new generation of fans is not appreciating a guy like Hercules who made his way through the territories, was on top, had main event matches, and then by the time he got with you in that tag team, I mean, that came out of left field. Where you guys turned. I mean, that was one, if you watched in that era, you didn't see it coming. I mean, it was legit out of nowhere, but the chemistry you guys had was absolutely off the charts. Now, you said you came up with the power and glory thing. Now, so that means that you came up with the sunglasses, and with that, we give you the thumbs up.
Well, you know, we like the lightning bolt. We wanted something that, you know, pair of glasses that were, you know, looked more like a lightning bolt, basically, you know. The Office came up with those. We wore them. They didn't last long. They kept breaking, you know. They only gave us so many pairs. We designed, I was in the Office, and I like the cutoff, so we went with that because we had the bodies for it, so that's what we went with. You know, the whole premise of it was no matter what happens, I always pin the guy. I'm the glory. So he could do whatever he wants, but at the very end, he tags me, I walk in, I pin the guy. And he loved it. He thought it was great. He thought it was fantastic. He's the power on the glory. But when we get beat, he never gets beat. They always beat me. And that was the other half of it. And it happened in the Garden where we were supposed to wrestle the, was it Legion of Doom? Is that what they went by when they came to WWF? Hawk and Animal?
Yeah, LOD, yep.
LOD, yeah. And so, you know, we got to the Garden, and I think Hawk was hurt. So Ray comes in, he goes, hey, you know, Hawk's hurt. He goes, I said, well, I got Animal. It's me and him, no problem. I said, who's going over? He goes, well, Animal is. I said, well, then I got him, you know. So he comes in the locker room to me, Ray, and he says, hey, man, he goes, they're putting him over on me. And I said, no, they're not. He goes, yeah, they just told me that they want Animal over on me. I said, well, I'm going to talk to Vince. So we went to Vince, and I say, Vince, I said, you know, I got a problem here. And he goes, what's the matter? I said, well, you're putting Animal over on Ray. I said, he's my glory. I mean, he's my power. I said, you beat the power, you beat the whole team. I said, you could beat me all day. We don't get hurt, but you beat the power. I said, we might as well call it a day. It's over. So he goes, what do you want to do? I said, I'll go out there against them. He goes, okay, done. I said, thank you. And that was it. So I went out there, and I gave him my triple backbreaker, which I had to hide for about 2 weeks from Animal because he was pissed. The guys were razzing him that I threw him around like a newspaper with my triple backbreaker. But I thought it was a good match overall. I thought I had a lot of fun anyway. You know, Ray used to tell me, he goes, listen, man, you're as strong as a house. He goes, do what you want to do. I said, no, they told me I can't press people over my head. They said, leave that up to you. He goes, just do it. You don't listen to them.